So neither you or anybody else. When I was young, I got hit hard more than once, boy.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was a combination of a number of factors, but at the back of it all is a handicap that I couldn't quite overcome, you know?
Yeah.
But the emotional part of that, I always had one good year. I was good enough with that. When the good ones started going, this got really scary.
Yeah.
People go through these things, though.
Yeah.
And some young people get non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and die. And you think, oh, this kid didn't even get started and he's gone.
Yeah.
You know, there's no timetable or justice if you think about it, cosmic justice. Or you can be healthy and get sick and be very young. I guess the only thing that ever got me going as far as I did was somehow able to try and hang on. It was murder.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of help, and that was good, you know.
Yeah. But you did win out in a way because you did become and still are a great musician.
Well, I never had a chance with music. The
Yeah.
thing is they wrote me off the minute they found out what was wrong with me. They told me I was finished.
Yeah.
And they were right in a way because of the type of handicap. It did wipe me out. It's just that I was so depressed about quitting that I tried to keep going. And it was sort of haphazard. You know, like I'm 65, you're 21.
Yeah.
If I had to do it over with me, and this ain't you now, it's me. If I had to do it over, the only thing I really might have considered would have been to try and make things a little easier on myself. If I could have avoided being, drinking so much and getting high and all this, I might have avoided that.
Yeah.
The other thing I might have done, I mean, it's easy to say now, but the other thing I think I would have done is I would have, even if I was 30, I would have tried and probably gone back to school just to get a career going so I didn't have to struggle so much.
Yeah.
It was awful what I went through. I mean, eventually I cut grass, so I painted a little bit. The fact that Hootie's a painter to me is ridiculous, your uncle, because he had like 4 degrees.
Yeah.
He had degrees in...
So you never know, yeah.
Well, the other guy I knew that got murdered, Mike Maxwell, he had a master's degree in Spanish. He was teaching at like Providence College.
Yeah.
Now, why does he leave that? I mean, you can see why I take a business with the painting because I didn't have a lot to fall back on. But Mike was a teacher. He left a pretty good teaching profession to go painting. He had 2 failed marriages. He got out in the middle of Mexico with a bunch of money in his car, and he got in an argument in a bar. He spoke fluent Spanish. Somebody stabbed him to death. From what I heard, this was back in 2006.
Yeah.
But
that's awful.
when it happened, I was thinking to myself, how in the world did his life wind up like this? Because he had beautiful kids, he had a nice wife, he had 2 different marriages, he lost a lot of money, okay, he got divorced. I mean, things happen to people, but very early on, he went to college, he had a good life, he was a teacher. How do people get lost, you know?
Yeah, it's weird. There's always a turning point when you gotta make the right decision, but then you don't.
Well, I got a good saying about it right now. It's that it's very hard to be a spectator, and by that what I mean is it's really hard to watch someone that you really care about suffering a lot.
Yes.
You know, that can be a family member, or it can be a friend who's kind of suicidal or something, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's being a spectator, and just in the last 48 hours, I was with 2 women that I know. One worked at the girl that worked at the library.
Oh, yeah.
She lost her husband just a little while ago.
You're right. I heard about that.
He lost her husband to lung cancer. Then today I was over next to Tim's house with Debbie Berry that I've known since I was a kid. Debbie, her husband was our carpenter here, Freddie Elshot. Freddie just passed away. Well, Debbie's a widow, and Cheryl's a widow. And both of them were married for about 30 years.
Yeah.
So you're scratching your head. And you're saying, those guys, they did everything right. They were happy. And geez, I got dealt a tough card in life.
Yeah.
I think the theme here is, in my mind right now, is survival and being strong enough mentally to withstand the hammer blows that you get through life, because you're going to get a few of them. And what you got to do is position yourself. I mean, I failed so many times that I thought I was going to die, because you can only take so much failure until you fall apart.
Right.
I mean, I fell apart a few times, but it's weird that I was able to survive. I had to do things to survive. Like I was a little older than you, but I quit drinking because I was too depressed.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to drink while you're depressed, so I mean, that was a good
It takes
move.
you, yeah.
It was a good move because I was young.
Yeah.
So what happens is, okay, the minute I stop drinking, I think to myself, okay, the next time something shitty happens,
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to think it through rationally. I'm not going to be wasted out of my mind. You know, people around us, they were dropping dead, they were getting high, they were going nuts. The young crew that I roll with, that's a tough crew right there.
Yeah.
You know, but all of a sudden, it's smart. Now you're going to the library, you're keeping some artistic pursuits. Those are the things that'll save you.
Yeah.
You know what saved me was the freaking music.
Yeah.
When I didn't have a pot to piss in or anything else, I could take out the harmonica and sort of therapeutically, blow off a little emotional steam. The music was a great steam valve, a great let-off. And with you, maybe you got, having a nice hobby is everything.
Yeah.
This thing you do like with the film and the movies.
Yeah, a little bit. It's definitely it's definitely to it gives you something to do for
Gets
sure.
you outside yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
See, the thing about music is
needs.
weird. When you play music, you're having a bad day, okay? Let's say something really shitty happens.
Yeah.
You pick up the harmonica, you go to a quiet place with nobody around, and you play for about half an hour.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't believe what happens after a half an hour.
Yeah.
After half an hour, you're going through all this process in your brain. What's happening is whether it's endorphins or whatever the chemicals in your brain are, what it's doing is it's sort of acting like a antidepressant. And it pulls you out of kind of a blue funk. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say if you're painting pictures, I always wanted to be an artist too and paint,
Yeah.
But if you do the same thing with it, do you draw or paint or anything like that?
Not really. It's one of those things. I mean, I'll take just photographs with the camera, but no, it's one of those things. I always, because the thing is, I don't have a very steady hand. And so the things I'm looking at the paintings now in this room, and I'm very far off from any. I mean, I can do stick figures, and I draw stick figures, and I draw kind of funny things with them, but that's about it.
Well, here's a mind blower for you. The other day, right?
Yeah.
The other day there was a young girl on TV. I just couldn't believe it watching it. I'm thinking of all, sometimes when you live alone, you start thinking inwardly, and I'm thinking, well, I failed at this, I failed at that. My opportunity came and went, or this went by, or that got away from me. That's how I'm thinking, right? All of a sudden on TV, this girl comes on. She was a brilliant student. This happened in like Uxbridge or somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, she had nice parents. She was at the top of her class. She was outgoing. She had all this stuff going for her.
Yeah.
Living with mom and dad. She jumped off the freaking bridge. And her poor father found her.
Yeah.
And she left behind in her journals all the suicide bullshit. But I was thinking, well, her parents had no way of knowing she was going there,
Yeah.
And they had no preparation. And when I was talking to somebody today, it suddenly occurred to me that the biggest thing you can do if you're young or old or you're a parent, and I'm not a parent, is to safeguard your mental health.
Yeah.
If you make that your first priority, I think it's even more important if you're young. If you're 65, you can say, look, I've had enough. I'm going to go lay down in the snow and let the coyotes eat me. But if you're 21, you kind of got your life ahead of you. And young people, I think, personally, this is only my own opinion, they're so vulnerable emotionally. they're so vulnerable because it's new for one thing,
Yeah.
and it's really freaking hard for a young person to live in this world.
Yeah.
You know, the first thing they do is they put all these expectations on you with your college and your career and all this bullshit. Well, you might not. It might be overload. You might not be able to handle it. And I mean, I had a kind of a tough time in school and high school. You know, I was getting bounced around. My marks were shitty. I wasn't doing that good. And you know, by the time I got out, I wanted nothing to do with college. Later, I wish I'd gone and maybe followed up a little. You know, maybe when I was 30 or something.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't freaking handle it. Boy, I'll tell you, I bounced for
Yeah.
a long time, and I was trying to reinvent myself, you know, with the music. We didn't have any money. We didn't have any manager. I was going around. You could live cheap back then. I'd go around
Yeah.
from apartment to apartment. But it was kind of lonely, and it was kind of hard. And you know, I don't say that to discourage
Yeah.
anybody else, because
No.
if I had to do it again over, I don't think I could.
Yeah. It's tricky. I mean, yeah.
I think I'd want something easier, you know.
Yeah. It's yeah. It's hard to say.
Well, you know what worked
It's,
out good for me when I was young was as soon as I was old enough, 21 or so, I started over a gradual period of time. I wound up doing pretty good with the local girls that I liked and stuff. I started doing good there. Now I'm thinking, well, this is good. I don't have any money. I don't have a car, but
Yeah.
I still got girlfriends, and that was kind of a bright spot for me. I mean, you would say,
Yeah.
oh, that's ridiculous if to have like 100 girlfriends.
No, I know exactly what you mean. It's because it's the only thing that that you want. You know,
When you're old, they all leave. When you're old, you're all gone. When you're young, that's the time.
yeah.
But I mean, you know,
Yeah.
we had the band, so the girls were all hanging around the band. So you got girlfriends. Your brother, your father too.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, he saw me. He saw me all the fun I was having, so he decided I'm coming.